Well, here we go, friends. Yet another positive video on on my YouTube site. And by the way, tell your friends about this, okay? I've got probably somewhere between 700 and 800 videos. Again, most of them of a positive nature. I try not to be negative. Oh God, there's just too much of it in the media and stuff, and uh, positive is definitely something that is definitely needed in our day-to-day lives, if in my opinion, anyway. And so I'm always, if I'm always on the lookout for something cool. And when I'm not on the lookout, well, I scour my memory banks for for positive stories. And I got one. Yeah, another one popped into my head, and I better tell it to you before I go and forget it, because that seems to be what happens. I get this great idea. I say, oh, I'll remember that. I don't have to write it down. Well, and this one, same thing. I didn't write it down, so I want to tell it to you before I go and forget it. Now, this happened a while ago, but it happened at the A&P I used to work for. Okay, a number of years ago now. And as you know, I work normally in the dairy section, where it's nice and chilly, and oh, there's always something to do. I have never seen in 13 years now, 13, 14 years, I have never seen a day where we could say, there, it's all done. No. It just don't happen. And so we're always getting these massive loads off the trailer truck of milk and butter and, oh gosh, cream cheese and shredded cheese and, the whole schmeal. And boy, that stuff weighs a ton. It's just amazing. And we load it, generally we take it off the truck and put it into our chiller room, the dairy cooler. Okay. And I'm and by the way, yeah, it's just an amazing amount of weight. I mean, if you add it up, a gallon of milk weighs about 8.5 pounds, a little under. So a case of four is 32, about 34 pounds plus the case. So you got about 35 pounds. And there's usually 54 on a pallet. So yeah, if you got three pallets, you got some serious lugging to do. Jack LaLanne, eat your heart out. But yeah, and well, that's just how it is. You're gonna lug stuff. Butter, about 36, 37 pounds to a case of butter, something like that. And well, anyway, and like I said, we loaded on to this thing we call a U-boat. If you've been to a supermarket, chances are you've seen one. It's a rolling platform about 6 foot long, give or take, maybe a little longer, and it's usually got these U-shaped bars on either end that hold the load in place, and then a big fat wheel in the middle, and then little wheels on either end to keep it from, hitting the floor. Basically, the wheels that move the best or do the load are the two large wheels in the middle of the U-boat, holding up the floor of the thing. And the U-boat itself is about, maybe a foot and a half wide, and rather strong. It has to be strong construction. But these things now and then kind of lose their bearings. The bearings get kind of gummy, or they've fallen out long ago. And it's the best I can say is pushing one of those U-boats. Have you ever seen the movies where they're building the pyramids? Yeah. Okay, and the guys are pulling the stones up the side of the pyramid, and there's usually some clown with a whip. Poof, guys. Actually, from what I understand, the pyramids were built as a duty to country, to God and country. I don't think slaves necessarily built the pyramid. Some rather interesting stonemasons did a lot of that work, but still, slave or no slave. There was probably days the gang pulling that darn block of stone up the side of the darn thing, on wooden rollers, from what I gather. Yeah, just work their tail off. And there are people that say, "Well, no, they levitated the stones." No, that would be great. It would be a nice miracle to see. But the miracle was humans brought that stuff up the side. Pretty much, they're pretty darn sure that's the case. And you can find graffiti in the pyramid here and there, I'm told, that says, like, third shift sucks donkey eggs, and like, yeah. So nothing much has changed. Okay. Ahmed's team pulled 3 stones today. Beat that. Yeah, day shift. That. Yeah, yeah. Okay. The afternoon shift are nothing but camel dung. Okay. So where am I leading with this? Well, that's sort of what it's like to push one of these U-boats if it has bad bearings, and you're all by yourself. There's just no one's going to no, and gosh, some days I had it was a while back. I'm pushing one out of the cooler, and oh my God, this thing, you can hear the wheels squeaking, and you push, and you get you maybe you go 2 feet. You only got 98 more feet to go, and you push for all you're worth to get another 2 feet. And I know there was one day I must have had new shoes or something, and I'm out on the floor pushing this darn thing, and I am huffing and puffing, and and as I'm pushing, actually my feet are we're not going anywhere, but my feet are. It's just not going. My feet are slipping on they must have waxed the darn floor. Yeah. And all of a sudden, my U-boat's moving. And I'm thinking, well, man, what's, and I look, and because I had my head down, pushing, just kind of watching my progress on the floor. Did I get at least half a linoleum tile's worth of movement out of that last effort? And all of a sudden, I'm moving along. And there was a guy helping me push. He was a customer. A customer. Yeah. He says, "Oh my God," he says, "I saw you pushing that thing." He says, "I can't let you do that by yourself. What are they doing letting an old guy do this? Like you?" I said, "Well, I'm old, but I'm pretty tough." He says, "Well, I can see that, but doggone," he says, "you ought to have, here, come on, let's push this thing." And he's tugging on one end, I'm pushing on the other. Lo and behold, we got down there in record time. Yeah. And I thanked the guy. I said, "Gee, it was awfully nice of you." He says, "Mister, I just couldn't, I just couldn't let you push that thing by yourself and look myself in the mirror. He said, I had to help." There you go. I don't know, and that's the story. Just a customer who, and there many of the customers just, they won't help, and which is fine. They're not really supposed to, but this guy did. Just came out of nowhere. Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. I don't know. I'm just saying. So anyway, if you want a good story, there you go. Guy just popped out of the ether, helped me push that old U-boat, and well, next thing you know, all that stuff that was on the shelf, and the thing was a featherweight getting it back. Yeah. Anyway, I thought I'd say. So there's good people in the world. Keep your eyes open for them. And when you see them, well, of course, like I did, tell the guy thank you. It was mighty nice of him. I'll see you later, friends. Thank you. God bless.